Gone. Departed. Sold. But a big ciao to Chiellini. MLS returned to full action after a newsworthy international break, with all 28 clubs wearing Juneteenth-inspired numbering. And our review of Week 15 begins in the East at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. As Gonzalo Pereira served a touchline ban, assistant coach Rob Valentino was in the Atlanta dugout for the visit of Inter Miami. Watching were Adam Virgo and Phil Blacker.
Under pressure with Martinez, putting one back, and it's a brilliant finish from Araujo. Stunning strike. The 5 stripes in front inside the first 4 minutes, thanks to a wonderful goal from Luis Araujo.
Sensational start for the home side, and what you have to say about this finish from Araujo is he just takes it early, and the goalkeeper can't set himself. Before he moves, it's in the back of the net.
They are the lowest scorers away from home in the whole of MLS so far this season. Well, the Herons with just the 3 goals. As Lassiter fizzes that one in much more menacingly, and it's horribly high. The chance was for Taylor, and it was a big chance.
I think he'd be disappointed with that chance, because just bounced nicely, but he was leaning back.
Price Duke, now McVeigh. Came up with his first assist in MLS in the victory against the Timbers last time out. It was a fairly blatant one. They look to take it quickly. It's going to be a second yellow, isn't it, for Jean Mota? And he's off. And Inter Miami down to 10 players with less than half an hour played. 2 yellows in very quick succession for the Brazilian. A goal down and a man down already. And here come Atlanta again. Martinez helping it on. Araujo is in again. He's unselfish. It's Wiley and it's wide.
Well, the challenge from McVeigh there was unbelievable. Brilliant there from the left back to stick out a leg and stop that going in to make it 2-0.
Caleb Wiley again flashes it in. Oh, Mabika so fortunate.
I've been there myself when you're facing towards your own goal and the ball's whipped in like that and it comes off your shin, not your boot. And you just hope that Lady Luck is on your side.
There's Moreno. Taylor going with him. Moreno holds off the challenge. Support from Wiley's. Campbell in the middle. He's going to take the shot on himself. Parried into the path of Araujo. Cuts it back for Josef Martinez to make it 2. And on the hour, have Atlanta on course for 3 big points.
Well, he is back in business and he's back with a goal. And this is what he's all about. Just waiting for a chance and opportunity. It's the first real chance he's had in front of goal. And he's taken it.
Full time at the Benz. Atlanta United 2, Inter Miami 0.
I thought the game was looking like how we thought it might be. From the playing standpoint, we looked like we were in a positive way. I'm happy that the guys put a performance together that they can, I think, be proud of and something to build on. Winning's important, and right now, hopefully, that puts them in a good way. It's a positive performance and one they should be proud of.
At the top of the East, champions New York City FC took to the field for the first time since Ronnie Dyler's departure. They were denied the breakthrough in the first half. Tyus Magno hopeful of a penalty, as was interim coach Nick Cushing, but none was forthcoming. The Brazilian was also involved as they struck the crossbar before the break. His pass found top scorer Tati Castellanos in the right place. But again, it wasn't the right outcome for Dyler's former assistant. Those moments looked even more significant when the Rapids took the lead midway through the second half. Michael Barrios ending a fine run with his first goal of the season. It was also just their 5th away from home this campaign. The lead lasted just 4 minutes, though, before Maxi Morales expertly set up the latest impressive finish for the 19-year-old winger.
Tyler Magno! Well, there is the response.
But for a late miss from Castellanos, NYCFC would have walked away with all 3 points. Instead, the Rapids took their first here in a stadium where they'd conceded 9 times in 2 previous visits.
Across the Hudson River Divide, the New York Red Bulls were a team in a hurry. Lewis Morgan scored a hat-trick in their big win at Toronto back in March. Inside 2 minutes, the Scotsman was at it again. Hardly the best start to Toronto's latest bid for an away victory, something they hadn't managed in 15 previous MLS trips. Jayden Nelson carried a threat for the Canadians. The Red Bulls clearly needed a second goal, and when it came, it was something special. Tom Barlow couldn't beat Quentin Westberg, but the chance wasn't gone.
Follow-up try, it's in! Oh, Luquinhas! Brilliance from the Brazilian again, it's a 2-0 game.
Luquinhas condemning Toronto to another wasted journey, and Jacob Schaffelberg was even denied a late consolation by Carlos Coronel. Despite appearances, Red Bulls coach Gerhard Struber was surely a happy man at full-time.
Philadelphia coach Jim Curtin welcomed Pat Noonan back to Subaru Park for the first time since his former assistant left to take over at FC Cincinnati. After 1 win in 8 MLS games, the home side got a good start when Julian Carranza robbed Tyler Blackett.
The shot! Bedoya with a goal! 1-0 Union!
The Cincinnati response was a good one, with Alvaro Barreal almost scoring for the 3rd game in a row. The Argentine denied by a combination of Andre Blake and defender Jack Elliott. It was Barreal's corner that led to the equaliser, though. Blackett also gaining redemption with the assist for Brandon Vasquez. An 8th goal for him in 14 games. That put him 1 ahead of the Union's Daniel Gazdag, who missed a good chance to win it late on. So it ended with a 4th draw in 5 games for Philadelphia and an 8th overall.
This was the Houston Dynamo's first visit to Exploria Stadium since 2018, while Orlando held the Revs to an impressive draw in midweek. And the home side led when Facundo Torres' miscue was redirected by Ercan Kara. Orlando largely controlled the first half after that, but the chance to extend their lead from the penalty spot was denied them by a video review. Referee Rosendo Mendoza pointed to the spot, but Zeca's handball was clearly outside the area. A free kick instead, and Kara almost made it 2-0 anyway. Steve Clark keeping Houston in the game. But he was unable to deny the Lions again early in the second half. Maurizio Pereira's strike deflected past Clark by Kara, the Austrian all too ready to claim his 6th league goal of the season. This was Houston's 3rd successive road trip, and the last one had ended in a heavy defeat by RSL. But they were back in this game just a minute later, Sebastian Ferreira with the header. And a minute after that, they were almost out of it again. Teenager David nearly scored an own goal, and Kara really should have completed his hat-trick. That breathless passage of play set the tone for an exciting last half an hour. Darwin Quintero bounced a free kick against the woodwork as Paulo Nagamura's side threatened to complete the comeback. Orlando's progress to a first win in 4 was increasingly precarious. Tyler Pasha's powerful hit turned wide by Pedro Gallese as Houston forwards hovered. And deep in stoppage time, the Dynamo had the ball in the net. Quintero didn't put it there, but his attempt to make contact stemmed from an offside position. Just. He was interfering with play. Orlando were mighty relieved.
The first MLS meeting between the Crew and Charlotte FC isn't one that visiting keeper Christian Kalina will remember too fondly after gifting the opener to Eric Hurtado. A second goal in as many games for him. This was a first away game in charge for interim coach Christian Lattanzio, and they too benefited from a goalkeeping mistake. Aloy Room pushing the ball straight out to Andrei Shinyashiki, and the Brazilian punished him. The sides remained locked at 1-1 despite some dramatic moments in stoppage time. Shinyashiki came close to winning it at one end before the offside flag spared his blushes. So there'd be no back-to-back wins for Lattanzio, and they might even have lost it at the death when the Crew defender Josh Williams took aim at the far post. But Caleb Porter also had to settle for just a point.
The East bottom two met at Soldier Field, and the need for a win was palpable. It had been 3 months since the Chicago Fire last enjoyed one, but perhaps their luck would change. Chris Mueller's cross almost drifted in. Ezra Hendrickson's side were missing the injured Jerdan Shaqiri, while DC could call on their key figure in recent weeks. But Taxi Fuentes spectacularly failed to deliver 20 minutes from time. That was the visitors' best chance to secure a first victory in 5 games, and instead they slipped to a damaging defeat. Fabian Herber's header did cross the line before John Espinoza made sure, but the scorer didn't matter. After 10 matches without one, the warm glow of success for the Fire.
The Timbers were in 7th heaven.
Moreno makes it 7, a new club record!
Before crashing down to earth.
Taylor, it's 2 for Inter Miami!
Equally inconsistent, the Galaxy.
It is 3-0 Houston Dynamo!
A chance to recapture momentum.
This is a 4-1 game! Yes! Statement win for the Los Angeles Galaxy.
Commentary comes from David Connolly and Dan Roebuck.
Blanco taking a good position up here, looks for Chara, out to the edge of the area. Paredes takes a touch. Chara again across the face of goal. I think that was meant to be a shot, and the Escoda will just about keep it in play. Now it's with Moreno once more, back towards Moreno inside the box. Really good stop from Bond, and it's out for a corner.
Oh, it's fabulous football. Here's Moreno, a little give and go around the edge of the area. You just wonder, could he cut this ball back? Possibly. In the end, he's tried to finish high at the near post. I think Bond had it covered.
This is Delgado, now it's with Vasquez to turn. Ooh, Chicharito was caught by Mabiala, free kick, and a yellow card.
It's a certain yellow card here. I don't think he can have any real complaints.
Who's going to take it? Vasquez with a hit! Really good stop. Ivacic gets himself across to the right-hand side.
Yeah, it wasn't bad up and over the wall here. Quite in the corner. I think Ivacic had it covered.
Araujo slips it through towards Cabral, wants to try and pull it back. Big chance for Vasquez, might get another goal. Was he brought down? Referee thinks about it. Should be cleared away, and is. It will be looked at.
Ivacic again with another superb save. Then on the rebound, it looks like Mabiala just leans into Vasquez. I think it might be tight to give that as a penalty.
As Vasquez and co do not get the decision. Cabral, better from the Galaxy. This is Araujo, 3 to aim at. The flick from Chicharito. I don't think he got anything on it.
No, it's unlucky. It's a brilliant move.
Grancer. Mabiala away.
Oh, it's unlucky. Fabulous football there. You just wonder, maybe he could have gone with his instep. Not too sure why he tried the little flick. Chicharito.
Paredes for Blanco. And now for Chara, who takes a touch. Chara! Portland Timbers from defence to attack in one swift move. Paredes started it. Chara finished it. The LA Galaxy 0. The Portland Timbers 1.
Well, they have shown us at times the threat they are on the counter-attack, the Timbers. This is fabulous. Fantastic finish here from Jimmy Chara.
Alvarez to deliver, flicked on, no! How on earth did that one not go in? Back to Alvarez again and pushed behind for another corner. Well, he gets himself into the positions, but he misses enough chances, doesn't he, Chicharito?
He's a yard out, he's got to score that.
There is pressure from the Galaxy. Is there any quality? Araujo finds it in, Jovelic across his marker to direct beyond Ivicic.
It's a fantastic run here across the near post from Jovelic. And the brilliance of Araujo, what a ball in. Perfect, just leaves it into Nera. Go on then, go and attack that. And Jovelic gets ahead of Mabiala. Well, he didn't start today, but again, he's come off the bench and he's got a goal.
Full time, LA Galaxy 1, the Portland Timbers 1.
I don't feel like it was one of our best games. I thought as we pushed into the second half, you know, one of the discussions was a little bit between the conditions, the field, that we needed to bring a little bit more energy. At least we found a solution. But overall performance, yeah, I think it was disjointed is the best word that I can kind of come up with.
The Galaxy City rivals LAFC began the weekend 4 points clear at the top of the West, but their path to another success was blocked by the solid frame of Stefan Fry, a hurler denied by the Sounders keeper. Steve Cherondolo's side would have been wary of Seattle's recent revival, which included a midweek trouncing of Vancouver, and the home side pounced on a mistake.
It's a giveaway, it's Rusnak, it's 1-0.
Albert Rusnak punishing Maxime Crepeau's stray pass, and now LAFC were facing just a fourth defeat of the season. To avoid that, they had to find a way past Fry, and both Ryan Hollingshead and Christian Arango couldn't do it. Seattle looking nothing like the defensively frail outfit which began the season. But they were finally breached and Fry beaten as the visitors snatched a draw 12 minutes from time.
That's a good header, it's a great header in the end. It's an opportunistic header. It may be a point-saving header by Chicho Arango.
1-1 it finished.
Beginning week 15 behind LAFC and second in the West, FC Dallas found themselves falling to a second consecutive home defeat. This one was sealed in the first half, with the opening goal coming inside 2 minutes from Lucas Cavallini. The Canadian international has now scored in each of his last 4 MLS games. Andres Cubas hasn't yet found the net since joining from French side Nîmes at the end of April, but the Paraguayan came close here, grazing the post with a decent effort. Vancouver had lost only 2 of their last 9 games since the start of May, winning 5 of them, but this wasn't all one-way traffic as they traded blows early. The league's joint top scorer Jesus Ferreira finding Cody Cropper too big to bypass. Having scored early in the half, the Whitecaps struck late too. David Caicedo's free kick was his first since October. Breathing space for the Canadians at half-time. Despite a better second half, the home side couldn't prevent themselves slipping to a 3rd defeat in 4 games. Sub Franco Jara came off the bench to score in the previous win at Orlando City. But the experienced Argentine striker couldn't repeat that here. And instead, Vanni Sartini got his 3rd win in 4.
Level on points with Dallas at the start of play, Real Salt Lake were looking to extend their unbeaten home record, and they were soon in control against San Jose.
Silva! Marcelo Silva puts RSL in front!
The defenders' finish threatened a long evening for the Earthquakes, who'd managed a goalless draw at Nashville the week before. They might have conceded again on the half hour. The pace and persistence of Sergio Cordova matched by JT Marcinkowski, the San Jose keeper rapidly off his line to foil Rubio Rubin. And the same trio of players were involved in the game's next big moment early in the second half. First Rubin, then Cordova, unable to find a way past the impressive Marcinkowski. Rio Tinto Stadium was sold out for a 7th consecutive game, a club record. The crowd and their team got the decisive moment they deserved 10 minutes from time.
Savarino, little skill check. Savarino off the post and in, and RSL's up 2-0.
Jefferson Savarino sealing a 4th win in 5, but not before one late scare courtesy of Nathan's powerful header. Frustration for Quakes interim coach Alex Cavello, while Pablo Mastroni's side are a growing force in the West.
One place below RSL, Josh Wolf's Austin FC made the long trip north to face Eastern Conference Montreal and survived a scare when Kai Kamara couldn't quite force the ball over the line. The home side had won their last 2 in all competitions, while Austin had suffered a heavy defeat at the LA Galaxy last time out. And their hopes of bouncing back were hit when they lost midfielder Daniel Pereira late in the half. His second red card in just over a month. While the Venezuelan was out of luck, so too was Kamara, who missed an even better chance early in the second period, firing tamely at Brad Stuver. No real place to hide after that one. They may have had one man less, but Austin created the better chances in the second half. Sebastian Driussi playing in Diego Fagundes, who rattled the post. Less than 10 minutes later, though, they had the breakthrough, thanks to John Gallagher's first assist of the season.
Ruti, he puts it in! He comes back to CF Montreal, and he might have just broken hearts with Austin FC down to 10 men.
He and Juicy were proving difficult to stop, but Montreal keeper Sebastian Brazer just managed it here, when it seemed Driussi was set for his 9th of the season. A potentially game-saving intervention. And it might have been, had they finished off their final opportunity. But the ball squirmed away from Rommel Kyoto, and with it went their chances of getting anything from the game. So Wilfried Nancy's side missed the chance to move into the top 4 in the East.
Sporting Kansas City came to Jodis Park off the back of consecutive home defeats, so this was a surprise. Felipe Hernandez with a free kick that caught everyone off guard. With that, Nashville were behind at the break. But there was another nasty shock to come just 5 minutes after the restart.
Left-footed shot by Zusi! Graham Zusi! Absolute laser with the left foot!
Graham Zusi's incredible hit creating a remarkable scoreline, and not just because of SKC's poor form. Nashville were unbeaten at home since November 2020, a record that was now under serious threat. The boys in gold responded. Ake Loba following out after Hani Mukhtar's shot was saved. Now the home side laid siege from Loba to Mukhtar to CJ Sapong, but the equaliser ruled out by an offside flag. Not against the scorer. Mukhtar mistiming his run. Even then, it seemed that Nashville would be spared a first home defeat in 592 days when Alex Wheel went tumbling. Referee Victor Rivas pointed to the spot, but a video review intervened to reveal that Wheel had been a little too eager. Another offside, the penalty chalked off, and SKC had an extremely unexpected first away win of the campaign.
To our final game, where, just outside the playoff places in the West, Minnesota United faced a cross-conference visit to New England, and they took a first-half lead thanks to Emmanuel Reynoso. The Argentine was the victim of Andrew Farrell's mistimed challenge, and that saw the defender booked. Reynoso then got up to dispatch the penalty himself. His first goal away from home in nearly a year. 2 minutes later, it really should have been 2-0, but Luis Amarilla hasn't scored since week 4, which is now 3 months ago, and keeper George Petrovic had a little help from the post. That luck stayed with the Revs in the second half, as they pulled level thanks to a deflected strike from Dylan Borrero. The first MLS goal for the Colombian, and one keeper Dane Sinclair would want to forget. It was a much more familiar face that delivered the winner, Gustavo Bo.
Shot! La Pantera makes it 2-1!
That gave Matt Turner a winning farewell, as the US international keeper said his goodbyes before leaving for England and Arsenal.
Minnesota slipped 2 places to 11th in the West after that defeat, whilst SKC climb off the foot following their win in Nashville. Both RSL and Austin leapfrogged Dallas into 2nd and 3rd, respectively.
NYCFC remain top of the East by just a point, but it's now City rivals the Red Bulls breathing down their neck in 2nd position. Orlando are up to 4th, with Montreal falling to 5th.
We leave you with the big wins at the bottom for Chicago and SKC.
Left-footed shot by Zusi!
plus a pair of set-piece specials.
It's a goal, though. It's Caicedo.
Oh, and what a shot! The Revs have roared back!
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.